Am I the asshole? The subreddit that really makes you question things and actions, and yeah, I don't know how to explain it apart from you have this problem, you write it all out, and you ask Reddit if you're in the wrong or if you're in the right, and sometimes it's like a good form of therapy almost, or sometimes it's good to pull you back into line. So yeah, let's just jump into this. Am I the for blocking my mother for installing hidden cameras in my car out of concern? Sorry if this doesn't make sense, but my brain is mush right now. Last year my brother borrowed my car for something, but I have now found out it was so he could install hidden cameras in it per my mum's request, so she could spy on me under the guise of checking up on me. I've been in a mild car accident, so that's her reasoning. Motherly concern and all. I was not informed, obviously. Me and my partner went out on a drive 2 days ago, pulled up to watch the stars as a date, and cuddle and kiss or whatever. My mum started blowing up my phone and the family group chat almost immediately. Turned off my phone because she does this a lot. Ignored her until I got home. Called her back and she blew up on me, crying, saying she didn't expect me to do such lewd things. Why am I doing this before marriage? I should just marry my partner if I insist on doing this to her. I was understandably confused and started crying with her. For the sake of keeping this short, eventually she realized she f***ed up by making a scene and had to admit about the cameras. She also said happened to be looking and that she saw/heard us doing bad things, and this isn't why she allowed me to be gay. I'm bi, my partner is a man. She's done weird invasive stuff like this all my life. Example, moved 5 blocks away from my current house in a different city after I finally moved away to be with my partner. But this is the worst, and she's been relatively harmless-ish before, so I blew a gasket. Blocked her and my brother. I was really secure in my decision, but now I'm getting random family members texting me, calling me, begging me to unblock her because she's gotten extremely ill and that it's really my fault for doing all that. I know she's religious, that's why she's reacted so badly to seeing something she had no business seeing or hearing, so I don't get to be an asshole. I feel and I'm starting to second guess myself for blocking her and half of my family. She's my mother and all, so I don't want to be an but I just don't know anymore. My partner is the only one on my side. Am I the... So what do you guys think? Is OP the butt? You can vote up above or you can discuss in the comments, but I think it's pretty obvious that no, he is not. He's not in the wrong at all. He has every right to be upset, angry, and block them because, quite frankly, that's rather horrible and toxic, and yeah, I wouldn't want to be involved with anyone who would do something like that to me personally. So I completely understand the blocking, and no, you are not the butt. So don't ever think that you are. It's okay to cut people out of your life if they're toxic. That is completely okay, even if they're family. It's okay. Look, that last one was a little bit depressing, so we're going to do a bit more of a funny one. So this one is, am I the asshole for telling my husband to grow a pair? My husband and I have been together for 16 years, married for 11. He has always had a pretty low pain tolerance, though he won't admit it. Once he accidentally kneeled on one of our toddler's Hot Wheels, and it put him out of commission for the entire day, although nothing was broken or even bruised. I've become alarmed many times at his overreactive responses to things like stubbing his toe or hitting his funny bone or something. He will literally moan and whine and shout out in pain over the most minor stuff. I always thought it was a quirk of his, not too major, to actually have a conversation about, until yesterday. I have what my doctors believe is Crohn's disease, and I've been in the thick of a nasty flare-up for the last few days. To those who are unfamiliar, it's an inflammatory bowel disease that causes diarrhea, vomiting, etc. I was trying to take a nap for some relief, and had just gotten to sleep, when I hear an actual scream from downstairs. I jump out of bed and find my husband clutching his hand. I ask, what happened? And he told me he pinched his finger in the baby gate. I looked at it. It wasn't even red, no broken skin. I told him he woke me up with his scream and probably also woke up our son. And he said that he couldn't help it. It just hurt so bad. I said, you know what else hurts? My brains out all morning and not being able to take a nap because you're being so loud over a minor mishap. He got really offended and said that I wouldn't like it if I pinched my finger in the gate either. And I said, no, I sure wouldn't, but I wouldn't scream my head off. I didn't even do that when I was giving birth to a 9-pound baby, unmedicated. He said, well, your body was made to do that. I'm not made to get my finger stuck in a baby gate. This is when I roll my eyes, tell him to grow a pair, and went back upstairs to try and rest. And yes, I said it out of anger, but my husband is acting like I emasculated him horribly and insulted him to his very core and is barely speaking to me. I'm not in any hurry to apologize, especially since he didn't waking me up when I'm dealing with, pretty silently, with objectively more pain than he was. Okay, so what do you think? Is the OP? Well, I don't think so personally, but there is an argument to be made that, you know, pain is relative, stuff like that. He could have a medical condition, but apparently OP says, no, he doesn't have any of that. So, yeah, that is it, I guess. But, yeah, like, come on, dude. Like, yeah, you know, just grow up, basically. The OP also says he does it more for attention. Like, when there's more people around, he's a bit more hyperactive with it. And especially when she gets sick, that's when it seems to happen the most. So I feel like he's feeling a little bit like, I don't know, maybe he's not getting enough attention, and maybe that's what it's about. So, yeah. Make sure to vote. I forgot to say that at the start of this. It's up at the top right corner. Is that right? Who knows? Anyway, moving on. Ooh, a controversial one. Hell yeah. Am I the arsehole for asking my sister why she was upset when she got what she wanted? Throwaway, as my brother-in-law browses Reddit sometimes. Sorry for the vague title, this situation needs some background. My sister, 26 female, and I, 24 female, have not gotten along for years. We used to be quite close, but as we grew up and moved out, we developed very different ways of thinking. I'll just say that we fall on opposite ends of the political spectrum. She said some pretty nasty things about immigrants over the years, claims that she hates living in CA because they take away all the jobs, becomes irritated when she hears someone speak Spanish in the grocery store, etc. Standard racist stuff. Things came to a head a year ago when I introduced my Mexican boyfriend at the time to my family, and over dinner my sister commented that I should hold out for a smart, attractive man who can actually make a living legally. Mind you, my boyfriend was born here and we met through work as we were in the same field. Needless to say, we left immediately, and I went almost completely no contact with her. My parents agreed that her behaviour was out of line, but urged me to forgive her because we're sisters. Now, with the pandemic going on and various other circumstances, I've been quarantined with my parents, my sister, and my sister's husband. I keep to myself most of the time, but my parents insist on family dinners every day, so my sister and I are bound to butt heads once in a while. About a week ago, I received my government stimulus check, and my sister and her husband were very upset because they didn't receive theirs yet. Context: I'm working from home and my income hasn't changed. We're both furloughed, but I was under the impression that they had plenty of savings. Then, a few days later, my sister learned that since they filed their taxes jointly, and her husband is not a citizen, he's Dutch, they would not be receiving any stimulus money. I actually have no idea if this is true, it's just what she told us. During dinner that night, my sister said that I needed to send her my stimulus money because they need it for bills, and since I'm working, I don't need it, and that it's only fair. I said absolutely not, and I also said, wait, isn't this what you've always wanted? No handouts for immigrants? This sent her into an absolute monster of a tantrum that ended with a lot of tears on her hand, and my brother-in-law calling me an ungrateful C-word for talking to my sister like that. The irony is not lost on me. I honestly didn't think twice before I said anything because, in my opinion, she never thought twice about the horrible things she says, so I don't really think I'm in the wrong here. However, my parents told me that my sister and her husband are actually struggling financially right now, and though they don't think that I owe it to my sister to give her the money, I should at least apologize for hurting her feelings and make an effort to keep the peace throughout quarantine. I really respect my parents' opinions, so I'm starting to wonder if what I said was childish and out of line. Am I the asshole? No. It seems like, I don't want to make assumptions here, but it seems like your sister doesn't realize that if you're going to have strong feelings about immigrants, then you should have those feelings about all immigrants and not just the ones that you don't like because of, well, you being racist. Yeah, I don't think you're the arsehole. If you do want to help them out of the kindness of your own heart, you know, obviously do it. I'm not going to tell you not to, but, you know, it's your money. You don't have to. But if you want to, you might as well be the better person. And I think for me, this is probably the comment that kind of, it sums it up the best for me. She made racist comments to random strangers speaking Spanish in the grocery store. 2, she made racist comments to your boyfriend who she was meeting for the first time. 3, she did not apologize to your boyfriend for the racist comment. She's proven to be a racist hypocrite for marrying an immigrant. She assumed she was entitled to your stimulus check. She had an adult tantrum. Her husband cursed at you, not her transgression, but we'll lump it on. You made one snarky comment calling her out for her racist hypocrisy. Not the arsehole.